In John 8, we read the story of a woman caught in the act of adultery, and she was brought before Jesus. The Pharisees said, "Teacher, Moses commanded us to stone such women. What do you say?" They were trying to trap him. If he said let her go, he'd be ignoring the law of Moses. But if he said stone her, he'd be going against Rome, and that would get him in trouble with the Romans. Jesus responded by writing on the ground with his finger. When they continued to press him, he stood up and said, "Let him who's without sin among you be the first to throw a stone at her." Upon hearing this, the Pharisees left, and Jesus said, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, Lord." And he said, "Neither do I condemn you. Now go and sin no more."
Master, this woman was taken in adultery, in the very act. Now Moses, in the law, commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? What sayest thou?
He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee?
No man, Lord.
Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Is commonly used to say no one is without sin, therefore no one has any right to judge. But Jesus just said a few verses before to judge with right judgment. When Jesus said, "Let him who is without sin be the first to cast the stone," he was saying, which one among you is the dude she had adultery with? According to Leviticus 20:10, he's supposed to be stoned with her. Having been exposed that they were ignorant of the law, the Pharisees hightailed it out of there. Jesus, the author of the law, represented by him writing on the ground with his finger, forgave the woman and told her not to sin anymore.
A group of men came to him and they said they were trying to trick him into standing against Rome to get him in trouble with the Roman authorities. And they said, "Should we pay taxes?" And he didn't just say yes or no. What he said was very intriguing. He said, "Hand me a denarius, hand me a coin." He said, "Whose picture is on that coin? Whose image," he says, "is on that coin? In whose image is that coin made?" And they say, "Well, Caesar's." And he says, "Well, give to Caesar what's Caesar's, and give to God what's God's."
And carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of God in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar, or not? Shall we give, or shall we not?
Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. Whose is this image and superscription?
Caesar's.
Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's.
If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I'd love if you give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, please consider. The final example is up next.
The story of the Good Samaritan. A teacher of the law came up and tried to trap Jesus. "Teacher," he asked, "what must I do to receive eternal life?" Jesus answered him, "What do the scriptures say? How do you interpret them?" The man answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as you love yourself." "You are right," Jesus replied. "Do this and you will live." But the teacher of the law wanted to justify himself, so he asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus answered, "There was once a man who was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when robbers attacked him, stripped him, and beat him, leaving him half dead. It so happened that a priest was going down that road. But when he saw the man, he walked on by on the other side. In the same way, a Levite also came there, went over, and looked at the man, and then walked on by on the other side. But a Samaritan who was traveling that way came upon the man, and when he saw him, his heart was filled with pity. He went over to him, poured oil and wine on his wounds, and bandaged them. Then he put the man on his own animal and took him to an inn, where he took care of him. The next day, he took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper. "Take care of him," he told the innkeeper, "and when I come back this way, I will pay you whatever else you spend on him."
Alright, thanks for watching. You've made it to the end of the video. Drop some "I made it" in the comments down below. Also, check out some of my other videos. They're here on the screen. Thanks again. See you next time.